Big bro, you still up studying late?
My name's Kento Miyoshi. While staying up late doing schoolwork, my sister Airi curiously peeked from behind. She's younger and just turned grade 6 this year. At the moment, the clock's a bit past midnight, but I was still wide awake. Airi, going to bed early will help you grow taller. So how about we get some shut-eye?
But Big bro should already sleep too.
Yep, Big Bro's gonna sleep in a little while. You go ahead first. Sweet dreams, Airi.
Okay, good nighty. Sweet dreams, Big bro.
Truth be told, our family's really poor. Dad was a drunkard. Top this story off, he passed away 4 years ago, leaving behind a large amount of debt. Compensating for these was really hard. Mom had to squeeze in doing part-time work even though she's a full-time employee already. She had her hands full each day, toiling from day up till night. That's why I'm pouring all my best into my studies, and hope to at least make life a little easier for both Airi and Mom in the future. Currently, I'm dishing out my best studying, for all those things' sake. I'm doing all my best back at home. On the other hand, here at school...
Miyoshi, you still working on your studies during lunch break?
There's this nosy girl who always pesters me. She's Sachi Komori, and as her parents handle conglomerates of companies, you've guessed it, she's one rich, spoiled daughter. You could say she's really pretty, but as you could see, her attitude is just simply insufferable. I got into this private high school as a scholarship student. However, she isn't keen on this and just brushes this off, saying things like, "This place isn't suited for poor people," or something similar to that.
Wow, being dirt poor is really downer, huh? I mean, working your wits off just so you could stay here? Oh my.
Komori, can I get that back?
Like, if you really want it back, how about you go ahead and try?
Look here. You really have a lot of free time on you. I get it.
What?
So right now's lunch break, our free time. But you still choose to pester me each and every time. I mean, that tells a lot, really. Yeah, maybe you're just bored and have nothing else to do. At least that's what I think.
You're getting it all wrong. Don't lump me together with you. Plus, we're not on the same level. I got lots of friends I can talk to. Teasing, talking to a pathetic and loser, loner, is, like doing you a favor. What the hell's that condescending tone?
Righto. My bad, sorry. I'll do just fine. You can go ahead and chat with your other friends, so if you keep standing right there, you'll be the one left alone, you know?
Ugh, you don't need to tell me that. Huh, I'm going.
I guess being a bit prideful comes hand in hand with someone who's rich. That's why you'll see her merrily walk away just by pushing her buttons right. Either way, that girl's usually slacking off all day. Is she gonna be fine in the future? If you ask my opinion, I think that the future holds nothing for someone who doesn't give their best at the present. The present holds the key to one's future. What you sow now, you'll reap in the future. Same goes for the skills we currently hone. Playing and just slacking off every single day? I wonder what the future has in store for her. After a few years passed, I'm now currently in charge of handling my own company. I've been investing in stocks, whipping up trades involving the foreign market, and making capital gains since back then during college. The company's now sought out by the best talents, those outstanding employees. The company's growth just continues to skyrocket. Now we're even able to compete with even the biggest of companies.
Big bro, heads up. Your meeting is starting soon.
Airi, didn't I tell you to refer to me as president while working?
I mean, it's just the two of us here, so it should be fine. Forget that. Hurry up.
Back then, Airi was all adorable and cute. However, she's now my secretary. Bit cheeky too, if you ask me. All that being said, that side of her is kind of sweet though.
Oh, by the way, big bro.
Yep, is something wrong?
There's someone you met back in high school that wants to speak with you.
Huh? Someone from high school? But I thought I didn't have much friends back in high school.
Like, wasn't your high school the go-to place for company big names? And as such, those really affluent and their kids? So just saying, they probably saw how our company's doing well and wanted to establish some connections, right?
Yeah. Those jerks back then really picked and looked down on me. What makes you think they go all the way here? There's no way. What was their name again?
Oh, someone who went by Sachi Komori.
Her? Sachi Komori?
Why are you that surprised?
Guess you wouldn't know as you're not into reading newspapers. But hey, secretaries usually research beforehand stuff like other companies' financial status background and all. Aren't you supposed to be doing this?
Where are you going with this? Right, I really don't feel like reading them, but...
Well, Komori's company, they lost their conglomerates and so went out of business 2 years ago.
Really? Then would it be better holding off a meeting with her?
Yeah, Here's the thing. There's a high chance we'll get ourselves into trouble, and I just don't want to bother with that.
So that's how it is.
But frankly, we somewhat know each other, so meeting her might not be that bad. We'll see. She really must be in trouble. Willing to go as far as to meet me, so...
Not this again, big bro. Remember you do that, meddling and poking into others' affairs. You even got into a lot of trouble because of that during college.
Now, don't say that. It's all thanks to this that our company's now here. I was an introvert back in high school. Still, that didn't hold me back from meeting all sorts of people. Then during college, I met and made a lot of friends. All those connections, friends, and people I met culminated to today's company. And yeah, meeting them involved a chain of messy, troublesome events that led to that, won't even bother explaining. In the meantime, you can tentatively go ahead, prep things related to that and a lot of schedule for her. Because now, focusing on the company meeting regarding our operations is top priority, right?
Sure thing. I'll work on this ASAP.
Look here, Irie. Sulking really won't get through to me. And that attitude, really appreciate if you do something about that.
Why? It's just the two of us here. No harm done, right?
Oh, for Pete's sake. Cut me some slack.
So, we're here now by the conference room. Watch my attitude do a complete 360.
I tend to spoil her a bit. Irie's my sister, after all. She might not look like it, but Irie's mature for her age. As such, I put a lot of my faith in her, and even entrusted work as my own secretary. After a few days, it's been a while, Komori. So, what brings you here? A few years have passed since meeting her again. Komori lost a lot of weight. Her semblance was now way different from that pretty girl back then in high school. Komori now was donning on tattered clothes.
So, I have a favor to ask you, Miyoshi.
A favor? So what kind of favor does the highly Komori seek from someone like me?
Big bro, it's weird seeing him talk like this, provoking someone on purpose. Does this mean he really hates her? I would like to borrow some money.
Money? Didn't you throw insults to me back then? Like me being dirt poor? Or am I just hallucinating?
As you say so, I did say real mean things to you during high school, but I'm just really desperate for money, and I'm here to ask a favor from a very successful entrepreneur like you, Miyoshi.
Normally, I'd be more than willing to help, but let me see. Think about this. Would I be willing to lend money to someone who bullied and picked on me all throughout high school? How about this? I have a lot of rich friends. You could probably ask them to lend you some money, so...
So, about that, I already somehow approached them for some favors, and, severed ties with them.
And so now you aren't that rich, they've pushed you outside their inner circle, huh?
No, brother, are you being real tough on her? You don't have to pick on her that hard.
Stay out of this, Irie. I'm having a serious talk with somebody.
Got it.
Well then, I'll get straight to the point. How much do you need?
My debt's at $80,000, so I'd be really grateful if I can ask for $80,000. $80,000?!
Logically speaking, there's no way someone would lend such a huge sum of money. And not to mention, you currently don't look like someone who's capable of returning one too. What are your parents doing?
They abandoned me a year ago, leaving me all alone.
After going bankrupt, they already knew paying such debts would be impossible. So they incurred these to her and simply ran away, huh?
And I also lost my current job, lost my house, and I don't know what to do. As long as these debts aren't paid off, the interest just continues to pile up.
Look now, isn't it a bit unfair you're bawling your eyes out right now? Seeing the state you're in, but still not lending money? Hey, you're making it seem like I'm the bad guy.
Okay, stop! Big bro, what's wrong with you? Obviously, asking somebody to lend you $80,000 is kinda unreasonable, but I mean, saying something so heartless? This isn't like you!
Need I remind you that I'm currently in a serious talk with someone? Lending such huge amounts of money isn't child's play, or something you'll do over a lighthearted chit-chat over a friend.
Understood.
Let's say we go ahead and lend you $80,000. Are you likely to return such amount of money?
No.
Then there's no reason to think why anyone would lend such money to you. Also, here's another point. You're asking for $80,000 to pay off your debt, which is at $80,000 too. How are you going to live with that? You don't even have a job to pay for those, meaning you're left with no money to fund your daily expenses, correct? I suggest you drop that we'll make do with what we have kind of thinking. There's no way it'll be good in the long run.
Still, that amount of debt is a huge sum. I can't help but think about it all the time. Plus, I'm already being chased by debt collectors, so...
So the main question here is, let's say you have settled things with your debt collectors, even go back on your feet to sustain a living. But all of these result to you spending each day with a positive outlook on life? So how is it?
Well, probably. I think that would be the case.
Very well. I've decided. I'll shoulder your debt. And then you'll be living in our house along with us.
What? What? Big bro, honestly, what's going on? Have you lost your mind?
Irie, just how skeptical are you?
No, I mean, you've been really weird with your words, behavior this whole time, and even being like a completely different person at times. Like, capricious.
Yeah, I kind of understand what you're saying, though.
Miyoshi, didn't you hate me? But even so, you're willing to help me?
I really won't go as far as to say I hate you, but consider what I did earlier, being disdainful and heartless towards you, as payback for the things you did in high school. Guess we're now even. Plus, you've been through a really tough time enough. Guess even those around you had forsaken you. That's why it's all history now. I won't bring up things you did back in high school.
You're willing to lend me $80,000 for just that?
I kinda know how it feels desperate being in a dire situation. You could say I'm no stranger to being poor and owing money. Take note, this doesn't simply mean I'll lend you money nor provide you a place to live in. Actually, my company's handling one of these, something related to managing content creators. We have a number of creators where their channel subscriber count reaches millions. See, we're now in talks on how to launch a new fashion brand catering to them. Here's where you fit in. As you seem to know your stuff when it comes to trendy fashion, I'd like you to be part of our design team.
Me? As a fashion designer? Are you really gonna shoulder my debt in exchange for this?
Well, as long as your debt doesn't come with interest, working on them should be fine, right? With this, you can continue your daily job without any worries too, correct? And all these may as well be worth nothing if you're struggling to find a place to stay, hence our house. In other words, I want you to be able to focus on work without worries, as well as provide an environment where you'll be able to produce results. In return, yes, I need you to help with the housework too, in addition to the job I've just mentioned.
You're really fine with just all that?
Actually, I'm afraid you'll just end up feeling helpless with everything if I ask too much of you. This should be fine. Just trying to be realistic here. Returning $80,000 might be difficult, but working on that without living in fear sounds a bit better, right? If you're really serious about returning those debts, I can teach you a thing or two about stocks and foreign investments. Plus, you can even learn from these creators something about video streaming. I'm just setting up an environment where you can thrive well. What happens after this? it's probably all up to you. In other words, I'm investing in you.
An investment?
I know how it feels being in complete despair. However, seeing you're still willing to fight back, I bet you'll be clawing your way up thoroughly. Well, just like me. After that, Komori told us she'll be camping out for today too, and exited the room. She seems to be really grateful for this. However, what lies beyond this, as I told earlier, all up to her. I hope this serves as an opportunity for her to change herself.
Big bro, really? You're not being honest with yourself. It wouldn't hurt to drop off that sarcastic tone if you truly wanted to help her.
Again, we're talking about a large sum of money here. I also need to stand my ground regarding this matter, right? There was no other way.
So this Komori, you like her?
No way. She's someone I haven't met once after high school. See where I'm going with this?
Really? Casually shouldering her debts? Even allowing her to come live together in our house? Am I missing something here? Pretty sure you're going after her, right? Like her clothes were all raggedy and tattered earlier. And she's kinda attractive, you know.
Well then, I see where you're trying to go with this narrative. Sorry to disappoint you, but the answer is a clear-cut no. Setting that aside, could you arrange me a lawyer? Just remember to scratch off the silly ramblings I said earlier. Really need to make sure Komori returns the money we lent her, and so should prep things in advance.
Okie dokie. I got this.
Remind you, we're not doing this for fun. I trust you on this?
Cookies.
A few hours later, Irie fetched Komori, who was then living in the streets, and showed her to our house. She still seems reserved about having to live with us. Our priority was to make her feel comfortable as she's gonna live here together with us for a time. Plus, she was living all alone too. Probably had a lot of worries on her mind. That's why I thought of putting her together with the adorable, ever so cheery Irie in the same living space. I wanted her cheerfulness to cling onto Komori too.
Ta-da! So here's your room, Sachi. All yours. You're calling me by my nickname. I mean, we'll be living together. Calling you by your nickname should be best, right? Make sure to refer me as Irie too, okay? Got you, Irie. So, first things first, you go ahead and take a shower. I'll lend you my clothes in the meantime. Then we'll head out to shop for your clothes. But I can't possibly ask for more.
I'll handle all your expenses for daily necessities, as well as clothes. No need to sweat about it. Spending each day without new clothes is gonna be inconvenient, wouldn't it?
But
No need to be modest about it. And hey, walking with those tattered clothes? So, that's gotta be really, yeah.
cut it out, bro.
So, yep, all jokes aside, you really don't need to be reserved about it. I mean, you'll be doing household chores in exchange for this, so...
I see. Thanks.
Wow, she's totally changed, huh? Back then in high school, you'd probably never hear her less see her muttering a simple thank you. She was that arrogant. As things seem, being in despair really changes you down to the core, your personality, huh? And now knowing such hardships, she'll probably change for the better. Being a model employee, even being mindful of others. Since that, she also found time for studying aside from doing her usual job along with her household chores. She was studying design-related stuff. Along with this, I also taught her how the stocks worked. Seeing Komori pour her best into all endeavors, she'll surely reap the rewards in no time. Half a year passed. After becoming accustomed to these now seemingly mundane days, one day, Komori, could you come here for a minute?
Sure thing. Do you need help with something?
Well, something like that.
Huh? We're heading out?
Yep, we are.
Okay. Sure.
She seemed to have doubts as to why we were going out, but followed along without saying anything. We've been together most of the time for this past half year, and so it's safe to say we're good friends at the least.
So, something you needed me for? It's here?
After arriving in front of this luxury resto, Komori had a puzzled look on her face and came to a halt. Well, I could kind of understand why she's confused, though. Now, go on.
Huh? You're kind of pushing me. Miyoshi?
It'll be fine, I'm telling you. There, go ahead. That's how it went. Then Komori pushed ahead and went inside where...
Sachi, happy birthday! Happy birthday. Huh? What's happening?
Happy birthday, Komori. Look, birthday party all for you.
Everyone remembered it was my birthday?
Of course we did. Seeing you doing your best at work as well as household chores every single day? Thanks, really. You're always in charge of preparing the dishes, so this time, feel free to help yourself to the ones you want to try. What? Wait, you're suddenly crying?
Oh no! Big Bro made Sachi cry! No, this one's... These are just tears of joy. I mean, celebrating my birthday? I really never thought I'd be spending them with somebody since then. And then getting all these celebration from everyone. I'm just really touched. Really.
Gee, so that's what it is.
Sachi! See? We're like a family already. Obviously, you could at least expect to celebrate your birthday all together. Ari, oh, thank you so much. And oh, you know, I can call you as a big sis from now on if you marry Big Bro, so... What? About that, like, I'd probably be just annoying to Miyoshi and...
Yeah, I don't think you're annoying, not at all. Imagine living with someone on the same age, of the opposite gender, all together under the same roof. If anything, I'm far from being a saint and I never cared about such things.
I mean, should me and Mom go check someplace, even if it's just for a little while? So? No, you don't have to do that.
Jeez, Irie! Could you stop messing around?
My bad.
Irie kind of teases from time to time, but besides this, the party went off and ended without a hitch. Well, I caught glimpses of Komori looking towards my direction in that, so...
Hey, Miyoshi.
After heading out of the resto, Komori somehow wanted to talk with me. Something wrong?
So, yep. About that, this birthday party. Thanks. Really, I'm so happy right now.
No worries. It was us who wanted to celebrate it in the first place, that's all.
Thanks. And it's something about what Ari said earlier, but the present me, I really think you, Miyoshi, are truly wonderful person, so... There you were, ready to extend your hand to someone like me. Plus, you were so nice, even taught me a lot of things. Saying all these, I've fallen for you, Miyoshi! However, I know I'm a sad excuse of a human being, a pathetic sore loser, so I swear to do my best in being a woman worthy of someone like you. That's why, please, watch me as I do better.
Komori. To tell you the truth, Komori already did change for the better. I think she's a woman simply wonderful the way she is right now. Of course, I can turn down all the things she just said right on the spot, but seeing her be resolute with such words, this one merits respect at the least. Yep, wish you all the best.
Okay.
She nodded and seemed to pour all conviction into her heart. Witnessing all this, I'm sure she'll be just fine.
Sachi, she's really working hard this day too, huh?
Looks like it. Following that day, she held her promise. Komori now speaks at work with total confidence. Up till now, she knew the basics on how to handle things, but seemed to be reserved in doing so out of obligation. Moreover, I heard that she also held back in expressing her own opinions. Now, there's still room for improvement for her, but she's confidently wary of these and works on it. She's someone who's become a solid figure for our team. After 5 years...
Big Bro! Sachi! I'm so happy for you too!
Me and Komori, Sachi, got married. While doing work, she's also been pouring all into managing stocks as well as streaming. With this, she was able to repay the $80,000 back. At the same time, I got a confession from her and gave it a thumbs up, and finally proposed to her a year after that. Once burdened by utter despair and pouring all efforts to make a comeback, that's what she did. Seeing this kind Sachi, I vow to cherish and make her happy for a lifetime.